What's up guys, Lon here from Android Authority, and we're taking a quick look at Force Touch on the Mate S, which Huawei made a pretty big deal about during the press event, but it's only available on the 128GB version, or as Huawei calls it, the luxury edition. It's pretty limited right now as far as what you can actually do with it, but Huawei says they plan on bringing more utility to it in future updates. But one thing that you can do with it is Force Touch in the Gallery app. You can Force Touch on an image and this will magnify the image, and depending on how much force you've applied, it'll affect how much it zooms in on the image, and it works pretty well, but it can be a little difficult to precisely get the exact amount of magnification that you're looking for. The second thing that you can do with Force Touch are in the corners and bottom parts of the screen, which Huawei calls magic corners and magic bottom. Instead of having the Android navigation keys always showing at the bottom and taking up precious screen real estate, you can hide them away, and anytime you need them, you just simply Force Touch in the corresponding areas where the buttons would typically be. So if you want to go back, you would Force Touch in the bottom left, middle for home, and bottom right for recent apps. The top left and right corners of the screen work pretty much the same way, and force touching these areas will launch you into applications like the camera or web browser, but they don't seem to work quite as well as the navigation keys, and trying to get the applications to trigger was very finicky, and it took many more attempts to get them to work than I would have liked. The last feature that Huawei has added in to take advantage of Force Touch is the ability to approximate the weight of an item. So this basically allows you to use the phone as a scale, but since it requires a specific amount of force, the item needs to weigh at least 100 grams, but no more than 400 grams. It doesn't necessarily sound like the most useful feature in the world, but it is there to take advantage of on the off chance you need to figure out the weight of something at a moment's notice. But that is going to do it for this quick look at Force Touch on the Mate S. It works, and Huawei's provided some pretty good examples of how it can be utilized, but it definitely needs more polishing and refinement, so hopefully we'll see it improve over time with software updates. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up down below. We definitely appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel, which is also down below if you haven't already. And make sure to stay tuned for the rest of our IFA 2015 coverage, because we are your source for all things Android and IFA 2015.